Hello and welcome to Cool Schools. I'm Bob Driscoll. This is the show where we talk about anything related to schools in Central New York. Today we're going to talk with Annabelle McKenzie. She was just back recently from a U.S. figure skating sectionals in South Carolina. We're also joined by her mom, Jenna. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll just start off a little bit by introducing yourselves. Annabelle, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Annabelle McKenzie. I'm 16 years old, and I'm a competitive figure skater from Syracuse, New York. Yeah.
All right, Jenna?
Yep. I'm Annabelle's mom, so I am a figure skating coach from Central New York, and I also work in healthcare.
All right, so the simple question first, how did you get involved in skating?
I was actually influenced by my mom when she brought me to the rink when I was about 2 years old. She would coach there a lot, so I saw the big girls on the ice, and it really made me want to get on the ice.
Yeah, to the point where sometimes she would be crying on the outside of the
Yeah.
boards, and I'd have to hold her during some of my lessons. She just really wanted to be on that ice. So as soon as we could find skates to fit her feet, we had her out there.
You would probably laugh if you saw me try to skate. I'm not the most coordinated person with my height, but I don't think I've ever actually tried figure skating or ice skating in general. I tried roller skating once, made it like 2 feet, so never tried again. Baldwinsville posted, Annabelle, that you were ranked as the second in the Northeast. That's quite an honor, right?
Yeah.
What does that ranking entail? Like, what does that mean to you?
I'm second in my region, which is Maine to Virginia, and then I'm 10th in my nation, which is Maine to Florida.
Yeah, that certainly is quite an honor. And Jenna, when did you realize that she was able to compete at such a high level?
When she was younger, she always wanted to be on the ice. There was never a pressure to like, hey, come practice, stay out here longer. I had a lot of coaches that actually, were coaches when I was a little skater, kind of skating up to me and saying, she's special. There's something special about her. Where are you going to take her? So probably, I don't know, second or third grade, we actually started exploring more elite level coaching, found a lovely couple out of Albany that really could take younger skaters to the next level. And so we decided that that's where she wanted to be, and that's what we were going to commit to. So I think it was in fourth grade, we actually pulled her out of public school and started homeschooling her so she could skate all day, almost every day, and travel out to Albany.
What was that like, traveling to Albany? Were you living around here and traveling to Albany?
Yeah, I still lived here. We just drove out every single day, and I had to grind all my schoolwork in the car. And when I was home, it's really the only time I had to do it.
That's skill. I don't think I could drive or ride in a car while trying to do schoolwork. So
Yep.
That in itself is a talent, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your trip. You recently went to South Carolina. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was good. I ended up 10th overall in my group. I was 8th in my short program, I believe, and 10th in my free skate. I believe that I did the best that I could. It was a tough group of girls, and I'm happy with how I did. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I saw some of the video. We're looking at some of it now of you down there. It looks like you had a lot of fun, right? I mean,
Yeah,
what was the atmosphere there?
Pretty much the same as it is everywhere else. I mean.
Is it any different? Like, you notice when you're skating in different places, sometimes it just has a different feel to it, or is it just kind of you get in the zone and you're just focused?
I think I'm so used to being to so many rinks. I'm just used to it. It honestly feels the same everywhere I go.
This isn't your first time competing in these sectionals either, isn't it, right? Like, you've been.
No, this was my 4th year making it.
So every year, do you feel like there's something different, or is it just kind of a little more improvement each year with your practice?
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely improvement every year, especially with being in different levels. It's more nerve-wracking, more difficulty being at a higher level. So.
And Jenna, did you go with her? I'm assuming you probably went with her to South Carolina?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was it like?
Consider myself a mom manager. So I coordinate all the travel. like Annabelle said, it's our fourth sectionals every year. It's the top 24 on the East Coast that have to qualify. So the way in which she qualifies is competing all summer long at various competitions, mainly, out of state. So we do have one that's in New York State, but we've traveled, to California. We've traveled down to Florida, Philly, Virginia. So all of those competitions during the summertime, there's like a point ranking system that she has to, continue to compete, do well. Her points go into a bank, and then the top 24 skaters are selected to compete in sectionals.
So these 24 that went to the sectionals, they were from all across the country or a certain region? Or like how was that
all the
picked?
way, all on the East Coast. And then the top 4 that medaled at sectionals get to go on to nationals, which will be televised coming up soon.
Well, that certainly is exciting, and a high level of competition for sure. Annabelle, did you face any big challenge leading up to the sectionals with all those competitions, those qualifyings? Like, what was that like?
Most definitely, yeah. I mean, summer is when I have to work my hardest and just train like the hardest that I can, watch what I'm eating, make sure I'm getting enough sleep. It's pretty nerve-wracking. I mean, like, you have to do your best in those 3 competitions, try to get a high score and qualify to make it 2 sectionals. So it's pretty intense, I would say.
I remember back in the day when I did soccer in high school, the summers weren't really vacation, right? The coach was always like, you gotta keep running, you gotta keep practicing.
Yep.
There was no off time, and he made sure on that first day that you lived up to that.
Everyone thinks our season is in the winter because that's when
Yeah.
you generally see it on TV. But if you back up the Olympics in February, in order to qualify, you're going to nationals in January. In order to qualify for nationals, you're going to sectionals in the fall. So we really are kind of a summer sport. It feels
Yeah.
like we're actually in downtime right now.
Yep.
This is probably a question for both of you, because you probably get as nervous as she does during these, right? Like,
I do.
what's the mindset leading up to it? Do you have ways to kind of get yourself more focused or relaxed?
Her or me?
Both of you. I'm
mean-
assuming you both got to face that challenge, right?
What helps me is, I mean, definitely my coach. Like, she's really good at, like, getting me calm, and, like she knows how, like, stressed I get. I also like to journal. It helps get my thoughts out. Breathing exercises. Honestly, like, anything I can do to just get me relaxed and my nerves to be, like, settled.
And I just have to manage my own expectations, right? My own energy, making sure that if I am nervous, I'm not spilling that onto her. That my expectations are aligned with what we've been training and what we think we can do, and just really trying to be supportive of her. So lots of supporting the nutrition, supporting the sleep. A lot of times we go to these fabulous cities and we have to spend a lot of time just relaxing in the hotel until the event comes. So trying to manage and plan things sometimes after the competition to make sure that we're also enjoying the places that we're traveling to.
Do both of you, even with that prep, get nervous still at these competitions, or is it?
Oh, for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I have a group of moms that I sit with, and we are all holding each other's hands and picking on each other about who gets to be nervous next. And yeah, it's definitely a community that we've built.
What about hype songs? Any hype songs to get you in the mood?
Yep, I definitely listen to music a lot. My headphones and, like, a big hoodie really helps me.
What's something about figure skating that people might not necessarily know about, right? Like, I'll be honest, didn't know much about it until I saw your story and was kind of looking into it myself. Like, what are some misconceptions or stuff that people might not know about figure skating, and just how much practice really needs to go into it?
I've been waiting for this question.
Oh.
I feel like the biggest, like, misunderstanding and misconception is how mental the sport is. I would say it's probably like 10% physical and 90% mental. Just getting yourself to be able to go for jumps and spins, it's so, like, scary, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The older you get, the harder, like, that mentality is. And, like, how much effort and time and work you have to put into the sport, and, again, really track what you're eating, how much, like, physical activity you're getting, making sure you're stretching, doing your off ice. There's so many parts to skating that people just don't understand yet.
I've often wondered that too. Like, you see, you doing some of these moves out there. Like, there's always a first time you try it, right?
Yeah.
So the nerves when you do something like that have got to be really Really intense. And another thing that's impressive with this and the practice you must put into this is how you balance it with your schoolwork and everything. We talked about how you did that in Albany. Like, how do you find yourself today doing that now?
I'm now in school, actually, so it is a little bit trickier, but I try to get all my homework done in school so I don't have to do it late at night, because after school I basically have practice and then I get home super late, so making sure I'm on top of my homework and grades just really helps, yeah.
What do you think the hardest thing is about figure skating?
I would say that's a tough question. Oh, I don't know.
Do you think it's like practicing certain moves? Is it the hours you put in? Like, is there a certain thing that you feel you dedicate more time to than others?
I feel like it's like having like the passion for it, like being able to still have the passion for it and stay in it and keep wanting to work so hard every single day, because it is a lot and it does get very draining. So, I mean, it happens to all skaters that I've trained with. Everyone just gets drained, and you kind of have to have that drive to keep wanting to practice and get better and not give up. So I would say that.
Now, Jenny, you called yourself was a momager?
Momager, yeah.
Momager,
Mom
okay.
manager.
I'm glad I remember that right. Now, do you skate as well?
I do. I still coach. I don't skate for myself anymore, but I do still coach locally in the area.
And did you kind of help her coach when she was younger? Is that how that all started?
I did. I was one of her first coaches, and then decided that that was not the relationship I wanted to have, that I just wanted to be her mom. My advice, for many athlete parents that have, athletes as kids, is just to be the parent and, not always feel like you have to be the coach, even if you're not technically the coach, even sometimes getting in the car after a competition and, hey, let's go over what you did and what, sometimes it's just like, let's not have those conversations. Let's just be mom and daughter.
Now, you kind of mentioned like the season. We talked about the summer. Like, is figure skating like a year-round sport, right? Like, you kind of have to always practice during the year, like all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, even when I take a week off of skating and I come back, like, everything is different. You kind of have to get back into it again. I wouldn't say it's like other sports where you can kind of take a break and, like, you feel fine. Like, everything is just thrown off.
it was like that with soccer. I keep bringing that up. Yeah, that was like the sport I played, but during like the spring I would do track just to keep in shape, to like force myself to do it, so I didn't fall out of practice. But Jenna, like this kind of dedication, like it's got to really kind of like shape her as a person too, right? Do you notice that is doing that?
Absolutely. I mean, I was concerned when she was homeschooled that, were we getting enough socialization? Were we learning the right skills? And honestly, she's so special. I think she's very independent. She's extremely resilient, and that's all because of skating. When we travel down to New York City, she can hail a cab a lot faster than me. She's tried a lot of different foods. She takes care of her health. She takes a lot of accountability for rest, for water, for stretching, for the food she's putting in her body. So it's really just taught her, that resiliency, that independence, and, just a lot of life skills. She's triumphed. She's also failed. A lot. It's all public, and it's in a pretty skating costume, which, doesn't always feel comfortable. It's not like you're, out there in a tracksuit and you're warm, right? This is like really high pressure situations where, sometimes she's been wildly successful. Sometimes like she, it hasn't gone the way she's wanted to, but she's always been able to stand up, move ahead, move forward, make decisions on the fly. If she misses a jump combination, she'll tack it on later if she's, being smart on the ice. So all of these things that I don't know that we would have gotten necessarily, or, we do get necessarily in some of the school sports, or even just, being a normal non-figure skater.
Yeah, it's definitely taught me a lot in life.
And hailing a cab in New York City takes skills. like I caught that one. I was like, that's not an easy thing to do. I guess it's a little easier with Uber, but even that can be tricky in New York City. So.
She's been fearless from the moment she got on the ice. You know, I remember early on, one of her first coaches saying, like, she's going to be a jumper because she just does not have any fear. Her and her other skating best friend would go to, like, you know, roller coaster. What do you call those?
Race car driving.
Race car
like
driving.
Little go-karts.
What do you call the, where, like, the roller coasters are? What do you call those places?
Amusement parks?
Amusement parks, yeah. Her and her best friend would go to amusement parks, and this one was always on all of the fast rides, up in the air. The parents would send me pictures of her, like, can you believe this is your kid? And I'm like, I can.
It took peer pressure for me to do that. It was like late in high school before I think I did my first upside down roller coaster, and I was not happy.
She
But,
loves the thrill. She loves to fly.
do you do any other sports, or is this kind of like your main focus?
Last year was my first time trying soccer. I only did it for one season, but I also did indoor and outdoor track, and this year I'm doing indoor track and possibly flag football. I don't know yet.
Flag football is getting more common around here. Like, I know we've done a couple of stories on that too, where it's becoming like a popular thing now. So
Yeah, I want to try it out.
it might be fun to try.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon for skating? What's your next competition?
My next competition is at the beginning of February in Lake Placid for the Empire State Winter Games. So I have a little bit of a break until then, and then I will have that competition, and then my season slowly starts back up in the spring, and then my season for sectionals starts in the summer.
What is your ultimate goal when it comes to figure skating? Like, what do you hope to accomplish someday?
I hope to just make something out of it, whether that's even just making it to nationals or getting a certain place at sectionals. Making it or being on Disney on Ice would be cool to do after high school. But I just want to enjoy it since I've been doing it for so long.
I think Disney on Ice is coming here soon. Maybe you can give them a call. We can get you in there. Kind of a question for both of you here as we wrap things up. What advice would you give to anyone looking to get into figure skating that might be a little hesitant, that might be a little timid or nervous? Like, what's your advice for them?
First?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I mean, my advice would be to start with the Learn to Skate program. That's how we got started. My biggest advice in that would be, focus on the basics. The longer you take in the beginning, the greater that the faster you'll go at the end. When she was little, I don't know if it's because I was a coach and working amongst the other coaches, she would skate up to me after, one of her group lessons with a piece of paper that said she had passed on to the next level. And I would go right back to the registrar and put her exactly in the same level she just completed. And I just drilled those skills in the beginning just to make sure that you have a really good, base and foundation. So not worrying about what others are doing, and everyone learns and skates at a different pace. So just really focusing on yourself and your own skills, creating your own goals. That's something we started when you were really, really young, is making goals for the competitions, making goals for even the practice, and just focusing on yourself.
Yeah, I would say if you start off when you're really little, just do whatever you want. Just pretend like no one's watching. If you want to do those dance moves on the ice. Be fearless, be fast. That's kind of how I was, so. But, I don't know. Just have fun. Don't take it too seriously when you're little, because it doesn't really count when you're younger. And, make good friends out of it. It's honestly, such a good sport to just make connections with people,
All right. Well, Annabelle, Jenna, thank you both for coming in. And you should be
you.
very proud of your accomplishments and good luck on your figure skating journey.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
And if something's happening in your school you want us to talk about, you can email me anytime, coolschools@localsyr.com.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.